All right, man. So now that the card has been revealed, what do you guys think? Did you guys like the Impundulu card? I thought it was pretty sick. So shout out to the MetaZoo team. Thank you guys for providing me with a spoiler card. This was really fun to make. Took me a couple hours to figure it out and come up with something. Right from the get-go, I've always had the dude opening up the Quetz card and being absolutely over the moon when he pulled it in the promotional video for the like the competitive play scene, the network, the play network that they're coming up with. And I'm like, the moment I had this opportunity, the first thing that came to mind was him. Now, obviously, so this is my favorite aura. Lightning is my favorite aura. And so the wonderful team at MetaZoo allowed me to basically say, hey, this is my favorite aura. And they said, cool, we're going to give you, a card with that aura. And I was like, sweet. And it just so happens that in that video, if you guys noticed, there's a lot of lightning cards. There's a lot of, it's basically, they're playing with Quetz. They got a bunch of spark tokens out. And so it really lined up perfectly, in my opinion, with what I kind of had in mind for like the music choice, which that alone took me forever to figure out how to like which one I wanted to go with. And hopefully I don't get copyright strike, but I did. All the information for the remix for that song will be in the description as well. Awesome artist, man. Check out the song. It's pretty cool. But yeah, please don't delete the video. So yeah, I thought it was pretty great. I thought it lined up perfectly. The song choice, the fact that in the MetaZoo promotional video they were playing with lightning cards the majority of the video, it just lined up perfectly for me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. Granted, that's me being biased. It's my video, so I thought it was cool. So whatever. But let me flip this around. So here's something that I thought was pretty funny about this card. So in case you guys haven't paused it yet and taken a look at it, why not? So let's get this this flipped around. So right off the bat, right, beautiful artwork. Shout out to Kelsey. Right, this is the mother of moths. For those of you who are uncultured, we got the Impundulu, which this is the part right here that made me really laugh, because there is some lore and myth behind this particular cryptid. So what I'm going to do is, for those of you guys who just wanted to see the spoiler, that's why I put the spoiler portion of the video at the very beginning. I'm not going to make you guys wait. I know what you came for. I know what you want, in the wise words of Charlie Herlocker. So hopefully you guys enjoy the spoiler. And if you guys stick around, you're going to learn a little bit more about this particular cryptid. I thought it'd be really fun to kind of smash together both the spoiler card as well as some history of the actual creature of the card that I spoiled. So one of the funniest things was only women can see the Impundulu's true form. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, bro. Like, I really contemplated putting a sexy jutsu in the video. I really did, because the thing is, the Impundulu, and I'm going to have like after this little spiel, you guys will have like a nice, hopefully scripted video regarding, the Impundulu and like, the actual lore behind it. So this is just my little spiel before that. So if you guys want to skip ahead, that's fine. But the funny thing about the Impundulu is it basically turns itself into a handsome man to seduce women. And so women, that's why it says only women can see its true form, because the Impundulu specifically turns into like a sexy man, essentially. So like, believe me, guys, I was really, really wanting to do a sexy jutsu. But then I was like, I don't think people are going to understand the joke unless they actually look into the history of the Impundulu. And that's kind of how I got to this idea of making this, this little lore video of the card that I got to spoil, and a cryptid that I wasn't even familiar with. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let the scripted content of me reading some of this lore of the Impundulu kind of, continue. So if you like this, give it a like, share it. We're on the road. Subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, man. So I appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Let me know what y'all think. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. Picture this. It's storming. The sky's dark. Lightning's flashing and thunder is rumbling all around you. But then out of the corner of your eye, you see a massive bird in the sky, not just flying through the storm, but calling the lightning. Welcome to the world of the Impundulu, also known as the lightning bird, a creature from African folklore that's way more intense than your average thunder buddy. I know, guys. I know. Cheesy. I'm trying. I'm trying with the scripts, y'all. I'm trying. All right. All right. Onwards. Onwards. So, the Impundulu shows up in the stories of the Pondo, the Hosa, and the Zulu people, mostly in southern Africa. Its name literally means lightning, and that fits because this bird is supposed to be able to summon lightning and storms just by flapping its wings. But it gets weirder. It's also said to be part spirit, part vampire, and sometimes even a shapeshifter. People say it's the size of a person, covered in black and white feathers, and that it drinks blood, sometimes from animals, sometimes from people. So, very, very strange, right? Right from the get-go. We're basically getting a vampiric goth thunderbird. And it gets even weirder. So, the Impundulu isn't just like a random bird flying around being spooky. In a lot of stories, it's actually a familiar spirit, like a supernatural assistant for witch doctors or sangomas. So those are basically like the healers of South Africa, right? And it doesn't just disappear when this sangoma actually dies. It stays in the family, so it gets passed down from one generation to the next. Like you're inheriting your grandpa or your grandma's like goth thunderbird, and then you have to keep it. It's almost, again, it's like a pet. It's very strange. It's very interesting how the Impundulu is okay. So like you basically summon this vampiric thunderbird, and then it doesn't go back in its Pokeball. It just stays out for life, and then it goes on to your offspring. So very weird, very interesting how that works. So let's kind of break it down. So the Impundulu can summon lightning and thunderstorms. It can shapeshift into a really attractive person, usually a man, for seduction purposes. This is going back to the flavor text on the card that I mentioned that I thought was very, very funny. So again, sexy jutsus out in the chat, y'all. Like I want to see them sexy jutsus, dog, because essentially this bird seduces women to, impregnate them. And according to the myth, when an Impundulu impregnates a woman, that woman gives birth to birds, like actual like birds. Weird. Right? Like when you first look at this card from MetaZoo, right? Like this cryptid, very cool art, artwork, color, watercolor artwork. You don't get the sense that this bird is trying to take your gal, and trying to give her like bird babies. I thought that was like it's honestly kind of dark, but very like it's kind of ridiculous. It's dark and ridiculous, and it's funny. Like holy cow! I did not think looking at that card, at that picture of the Impundulu, that this is what it does, but that's like its modus operandi. Like that's what it does. It does that. So not besides being able to like perform sexy jutsus and just randomly steal women and give them bird babies, it drinks blood like a vampire apparently, and it causes sickness, bad luck, and even death. So like this is like a terrible bird like assistant. Like if you're a witch doctor and you're trying to like use this pet as like a helper, like this is a really bad helper. Like not even gonna lie. Like I don't know why they even summon them for help. I couldn't find that. And maybe I just didn't Google or do research enough. I couldn't find why they summoned this vampiric goth thunderbird that performs sexy jutsus to transform itself into a very beautiful man to seduce women to give them bird babies. Like I couldn't find it. So like, excuse me for my ignorance on the subject. I just thought it was wild. So is it a legend or have they actually seen this thing? Right. And so in Zimbabwe, someone once claimed that a huge black bird came down during a storm and set fire to a hut. Like the lightning was the bird. And that in itself doesn't really say much, right? In parts of South Africa, people reported hearing strange wing flapping during lightning storms, even when no birds were around. That could be attributed to just wind, like wind gusts. There's even been talks of the healers being accused of keeping one hidden, supposedly using it to get power or punish people. And so I guess if that's the whole reason for it, like, I just don't understand. Like, why would a healer summon this death bird, this death lightning bird, to heal people? Like if they're just summoning it to get power and punish people, like that's nuts, man. I don't know. I guess that's wild. It's a crazy myth. I know it's almost ridiculous, right? Like, this myth is nuts. It's out there. So, as you guys have probably seen, the Impundulu seems to be more of an oral tradition to kind of explain the chaos of a storm, right? So the wings flapping is obviously the gust of winds that usually come, or that tend to come, with thunderstorms. The lightning strikes and the fire, the fire strikes on the floor and all this other stuff is obviously lightning. And then the people that said, "Oh, I saw a bird in the lightning," it could just be that when lightning strikes, it comes in various different shapes, right? And so it's obviously, this more than likely seems to be a very oral tradition regarding a weather phenomena, right? And we've seen this across other cultures as well. If I'm not mistaken, most cultures have some sort of lightning bird, right? It just happens that the Impundulu is the South African version of that. Again, very crazy, crazy stories regarding the vampiric nature of it, the sexy jutsu turning into a handsome man to impregnate women and give them bird babies. Like, all that is nuts. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure this is just oral tradition and a story that probably evolved over time and has become, honestly, pretty ridiculous, right? If you guys think about it. Or I could be all wrong. Maybe I'm just completely wrong and there somehow is a vampiric lightning bird that is passed down through the generations. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys believe that the Impundulu could be a legitimate cryptid? Or are you guys, on the same side as me, thinking this is more than likely just an oral tradition? Maybe you know more about the Impundulu than I do and what I was able to look up. Maybe you know of other cultures with similar, with a similar belief like this. Let me know down below, man. And so that's basically it. That is the story, the myth of the Impundulu, and what this lightning vampiric bird is. Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, I'm pretty sure this was an oral tradition. I don't think this is a real cryptid that actually has a chance of existing. I could be wrong. Weirder things have happened. So let me know what you guys think down below. And again, thank you so much to the MetaZoo team for allowing me to spoil or leak or whatever you want to call it, this awesome card coming out for Torrential Tides, which is releasing in a couple of weeks on August 15th. That's going to be very cool. Stay tuned to the channel. I will have box openings of Torrential Tides, and also hopefully a product review going over any changes that they've made from base set to Torrential Tides. I know we've seen a couple of changes already in other products. For example, we saw the shrink wrap added onto the new starter decks that they released, the flex decks, I should say. We also saw changes to the card layout. So the frame of the card now includes the location of the cryptid. That was one of the biggest complaints from some of the original fans of MetaZoo that basically said, hey, we don't even know where this cryptid is from. It's just you guys putting together cryptids into a card game. There's no history or anything like that. I think that was an awesome change. And I'm very excited to see any other changes with Torrential Tides. Maybe we're going to get a quality increase on some of the holos. I know that was a pretty big point of contention for a lot of people. So stay tuned for all of that. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys very soon.